of the fun of gardening is being able to do kind of a show and tell with other gardeners, and that's what I want to do with you on this particular segment. But first, let me give you an update on our big tomato contest. We've just harvested a Magnum variety, and it's going to beat, I think, our tomato a few weeks ago. This one is 2 pounds and 3 ounces, so that's a pretty good size. Still a long ways off from the world record of about 7 pounds, 12 ounces. But it's bigger than what we harvested last time. And just a reminder that you can pick up more information about our giant tomato contest at any of your county extension offices or at Southwood in Tulsa, which was one of our sponsors. And I encourage you, if you've got tomatoes bigger than this, be sure and enter, because you never know, you can win $200 in prizes. So something fun to try this year. Now, some other interesting tomatoes that we have here. One, it kind of looks sick, and probably from the camera angle there it looks like it's not ripe, but that's its characteristic. It's evergreen, or also called emerald evergreen. It was provided to us by the Tomato Growers Supply Company out of Florida, and actually this particular tomato, they tell us, is one that when it's ripe it is a green color, and I'm going to cut into this and we'll find out here. Ours are turning kind of a yellowish color on the outside, and sometimes we get a little bit of discoloration from various diseases, insects, but inside, sure enough, it's ripe, because you can see the juice coming off and it is a green color. It kind of reminds me of the green grape that we grew a couple of seasons ago. That's a little bit smaller, cherry type. So something different if you like different with tomatoes. Another one that's a little bit more like a tomato is Husky Pink. This particular one sent to us from Nichols, and you can see some cracking on both of those, and what's happened there is, remember, starting out in the summer, early spring, we had lots of moisture. It's dried out now. When you water them, they start to grow again, and it causes them to crack, so you need a little bit more consistent moisture to keep them from doing that. But both of these are around 72 to 75 days to get to the harvest time from transplanting. Both are considered a medium to large sized tomato, and both of them are actually an indeterminate plant, although the Husky Pink, which is a pinker fruit, if you look at the plant, even though it's indeterminate, it's referred to as a compact indeterminate, which the plant's a little bit smaller. You could use it in maybe container space-saving gardening, but we've ended up staking both of ours just in case because of the indeterminate choice. Now, we've got some unusual eggplants too. This particular one is Ghostbuster from Hastings. About 80 days, it's a truly white eggplant, and we'll cut into one of those and see what it looks like too. The harvest recommendations are about 6 to 7 inches, and you know, if you let them get any bigger than that, they do get tougher. It's kind of a different characteristic of an eggplant. You can see the seeds there. Now, this particular one, they tell us, is a little bit sweeter as well, and it yields abundantly, and boy does it ever, on some medium-sized plants, and they look really beautiful this time of year. Now, compare that to our Bambino eggplant, which is a new one released from Burpee. You can get production on it in about 45 days. They call it bite-sized, and actually this is a size they tell us to harvest about the size of a person's thumb, or about 1 inch. And this is a little bit bigger, and when you feel of them, you can tell that this one is a little bit harder. Again, it's a little bit tougher to cut into, and even though it's smaller, it looks a little bit more like an eggplant, what we're used to seeing. They tell us they can be broiled, used for hors d'oeuvres, or bite-sized, and the plants are more compact, about 12 inches. So that's some of our unusual things that we're trying this year. Of course, we've got more to show you throughout the season. And if you have any unusual cultivars or vegetables or anything that you'd like to share with us that we can share with other viewers, don't forget about our viewers bulletin board and to send in some pictures.
We hope you've enjoyed this classic from the Oklahoma Gardening Vault. Remember, even though these tips and techniques are timeless, there's always something new to learn in the world of gardening. By subscribing to both Oklahoma Gardening and OK Gardening Classics, you'll have access to a wealth of gardening knowledge, both classic and contemporary.